Hey, hi, hello. As I'm editing this, I realized that I didn't give a trigger warning for pictures. I'm going to be sharing two images. Neither of them are an actual human. These are just pictures of what is going to happen. So if you get a little squeamish, it starts at 9:13 and it goes for maybe a minute or two. That's about it. Hello, friends. Set up real tall. Hi. Hey, hi, hello. I apologize that it's been 3 weeks since you've seen my face, but life has been rough and we're gonna talk about it. So welcome to another kitchen table vlog. I actually filmed one a couple of weeks ago, but it had gotten so deep and dark and heavy. I was like, I don't want to post this. It was cathartic though to get all of those feelings and thoughts out. A lot of thoughts and feelings about my marriage, lots of thoughts and feelings that's I feel like a failure as a wife, all of these things that have just been building in my brain over the past couple of years, just bleh. And I feel a little bit better about it. Drinking a Diet Dr. Pepper. It is 6:15 p.m. on Wednesday, March 20th. Yesterday was Rob's birthday. This weekend I smoked him a prime rib. We're gonna pick up a couple more. Every time Aldi has them on sale, I pick a couple up because it's super easy. We have just a little electric smoker that takes wood chips and he loves it. I like the fat. It's a win-win situation. I made some notes because again, there's a lot to talk about. So if you're new here and new to my channel, hello, my name is Misty and I have a lot of health problems that are not related to anything that I have done to my own body. We're gonna talk about that and how that makes me feel. Okay, normally I don't have a glare on these glasses. I'll take them off. This is shower day hair. I just let it air dry. You can see just how thin and fine it is. I've given up worrying about it. I mean, it's gotten really long, but I'm probably gonna have to cut it. It needs a trim. Okay, so much has happened. Recently I've been dealing with my back and everything wrong with it. I've also been dealing with my mental health and trying to start a mood enhancer kind of thing. I've been seeing neurosurgeons and all of the things. So that's what we're going to talk about today. Just give you a little bit update about me. It's maybe a longer video. I'm going to try to keep it to 30 minutes. Okay. Hi. Things have not gotten any better. Things haven't gotten any better. I still don't give a flying fuck about anything. I was approved for the Spravato. So Spravato is an inhalant. It is a mood enhancer drug thing. The pharmacy is sending it to my their office, and that's where I'll go. It's 2 days a week, 2 hours, 2 days a week. And then my therapist and I are trying to work out where I can see her in office because that office is 9 miles away, you guys. 9 miles away, and I cannot get myself to there. And like I said, Rob is at this busy season. He's working outrageous hours. And even him just agreeing to do this now, I'm just like, I got a good one. Listen, I got a good one, and I'm hoping that I can keep him for forever. So, did the prime rib for his birthday. Yesterday we got Cotton Patch for his birthday dinner. So, yeah. Okay. I went and got blood work done. I think we talked about that. I haven't heard back from the immunologist, so I'm going to guess that blood work, there was nothing wrong with it. But I did get my blood work back from my doctor, and my cholesterol is high, stupid high. It's my own damn fault. My triglycerides, I should say. I'll pop up, if I can remember, I'll pop up the picture. Never been this high ever in my life. And I did it to myself. My A1C was 8. There's no surprise there. I was really surprised that it wasn't higher. And I laugh because there are so many other things to fall apart about. And again, I have just not given. I haven't cared. And I realized, okay, look, I'll come back to that. So yeah, I did this to myself. It's my own fault. I got to get my butt in gear. I keep saying that. Nothing seems to happen. I weigh the exact same weight I weighed at the end of last month, beginning of this month. I haven't lost any weight. I feel like I've gained, maybe lost a little bit in my face, but I don't know. I can't tell. Okay, so I'm starting Sparvato probably in the next week or two. I hope it works. I hope it works because I just need help. Like, I just seriously need help. I need help. And like I said in the last video, I'm pretty sure my I don't care that I don't care is just a coping mechanism for my brain. Like, it's just like we're at max capacity. We can't handle one more thing, although a couple more things have been thrown at me. So yeah, okay. So I've mentioned in a couple of videos that I was waiting on a consult with a doctor from 2ndMD. So 2ndMD is an app. It's an employer provided benefit by Rob's employer. And basically it's a way for you to get a second opinion. And they work with doctors who are at teaching hospitals, I believe. Because if you guys remember, if you've been with me since 2017, I talked to a neurologist from Columbia University. And this time I've talked to someone from Northwestern University. Fantastic. Like, so fantastic. I would hop on a plane and go see him if I thought that was feasible. So we initially started with my lumbar back, and he basically said that a laminectomy wouldn't do anything. He said that I need a fusion, basically my entire lumbar spine, L2 all the way down. He blew it up and showed me where the nerve is pinched. He showed me like how doing a laminectomy underneath where I've already had one won't do a thing. Like, there's nothing there that's being compressed. This is higher actually. So he said a laminectomy is not going to do anything. He said the only way to release this would be to do a fusion. And it would be like removing the disc, doing all of the things. And I was like, okay. And then he mentioned something. And I was like, yeah. I said, it's been discussed a couple of times that there's no room around my spinal cord and my neck. And he said, he's like, okay. He's like, that is way more concerning than your lower back. So we had to schedule a new consult. So we had to go through the whole process again. They had to get my cervical MRI. And I talked to him yesterday, and you guys, go and flash up a picture. It's an awful screenshot, but I asked him if there was any way to get a still image of this. And he said, can you do a screenshot? Are you on your phone? So I did my best, but I got it when his thumb was in the way. But his thumb or finger is going to help. So where that is, you can see some white. That is the spinal canal. That white should be visible all the way to the bottom of that picture. That is C2, or maybe actually C1, all the way through like my T2 or T3. So that should be white because that is what protects the spinal cord. That is what protects the spinal cord. And as you can see, it's basically, there's no space whatsoever. All of my disc and my neck are bulging. So the gray line down the middle is the spinal cord. And you can see how things are pressing in on it. You can see that. You can see how it's kind of curved like that. So right to the left of that spinal cord, you see that kind of black jaggedy line. That's my ligament that is calcified from the OPLL. So I have the disc that are bulging, I have the OPLL, and then I have no space in my spinal cord. And he told me that I need a fusion. Posterior cervical infusion. So posterior meaning they'd come from the back, and it's C2 to T2. So it's basically my entire neck and the top of my shoulder blades. And it's where I have all of my pain all of the time. And he was like, so anyway, he said, you have to have a fusion. You have to have a fusion. He's like, he literally said, I don't understand why your surgeon chose not to do this. He said, because He's just letting you sit at home and you're just deteriorating. He said, it doesn't make any sense. He's like, it doesn't matter if he's not sure where the symptoms come from. He's like, you've been doing this since 2016. He's like, you have had this weakness since 2016 and it's getting progressively worse. And he said, it doesn't make any sense that they would not help you. And I could have cried. I almost did, because just a week before, I saw another neurosurgeon in Dallas who didn't give any kind of mention about the neck. All he could talk about was putting a spinal cord stimulator in my neck. I don't need a fucking stimulator in my neck. I need you to release the spinal cord so it can do what it can do. This is so dangerous, you guys. Once you damage the spinal cord, it may or may not heal. Like, this could be causing irreversible damage to my body because one fucking doctor didn't want to do the damn thing. I've talked to the PA. I got the message from the doctor. I saw the other orthopedic surgeon. I saw this new neurosurgeon, and then I saw this consult. And out of the 5, 2 told me the exact same thing. The PA and this doctor. And they all can see it. Like, they've all seen it. They've all seen it. I'm so flipping mad. I'm so mad. So mad. And he said, he's like, this is what's probably causing most of your weakness, not only in your arms, but also in your legs. He's like, Misty, this can cause paralysis. He's like, this much pressure on your spinal cord can cause you to become paralyzed. And why the fuck did that doctor at UT Southwestern decide that, we don't know where the symptoms are coming from, so I'm not inclined to give her a surgery, even though you can see just how much my neck was affected. And that's what the PA told me. Do you guys remember that? She said he's going to want to do a fusion for blank C2 all the way down to, through your thoracic spine. He's going to want to do it really quickly. You got stuff pushing on your spinal cord. I'll talk to him. We'll make an appointment. And then he came back from vacation and he basically just said, nope. He noped right out. Now, if it was because of my weight, okay, tell me. You want me to get some weight off before you operate on me. But to say that since you don't know where my symptoms are coming from, that you're not going to operate when this level, you guys, this level, like I'm so mad. I'm so mad. And I told the doctor when we were doing our consult, I was like, if I was thin, this would not be an issue. I said, this has to be because I'm fat. This has to be because I'm fat. Because why else would you, how can you look at that? It feels like malpractice. It's like, how can you look at this? The same thing he's looking at, because it's the same goddamn MRI. How can you look at this and go, I'm not inclined to give her a surgery? And this other doctor is like, you're going to have to do this soon. You're going to have this taken care of, because the longer I wait, the more damage is done to my spinal cord. Not my spine, my spinal cord. And this could cause paralysis, and nobody has cared but that PA and this doctor. And I am... Stay the fuck away from UT Southwestern. If you are in Dallas, do not whatsoever use their neurology clinic or their spinal clinic, because this is what happens. This is what happens. And he said, I'm really surprised that your neurologist didn't say anything about this. And I said, I don't even know if she's seen it. He's like, well, she needs to see it. And he said, it sounds like to me that you guys have ruled out everything neurological, so it doesn't make any sense for you not to have a surgery. So I reached out to her and I said, I had a surgical consult with a doctor, and he suggested that he wanted to ask if you had seen the MRI. So I said, and I explained everything I said. It's like, he is saying that the MRI is showing all of this pressure on my spinal cord, and this could be the major cause of the weakness in my arms and legs. And I said, since you in your office has ruled out everything neurological, what is your opinion? So I don't know if she's even seen it. So they're going to do something, what did they call it? Like an E chart, whatever. I sent in all of my questions. I sent in all of the paperwork, his clinical summary, the screenshot of the spine that I just showed you guys. And in 2 business days, I'm supposed to hear back from her. So it's basically just taking time to get her opinion. I need a drink after all that. And I was just sitting there, just dumbfounded, just defeated, just the other doctor that wanted to do the spinal cord stimulator. Literally, he gave me the ick. I told her, I was like, we're not going back. He gave me the ick. He's like, what do you mean? I was like, I don't know. There's something about him, his aura or something just gave me the ick. But he literally said, well, you're on a low dose of pain medicine, so you're obviously not in that much pain. I'm sorry. What? I live with a substantial amount of pain because I'm 45 years old. And there's only so more medicines, so much dosage, so much higher I can go until that's it, until there's nothing else, until I'm going to the hospital every 2 weeks trying to get morphine or something through an IV. I am trying to space that out. If you've been here, it took I literally had to be couldn't get out of the bed for me to move from tramadol to Tylenol. I literally could not get out of the bed. And my pain management doctor said, Misty, don't do that again. She's like, don't let it get that bad. Call me, we'll get you in, we'll get you fixed up. January was the first time I've gone to a hospital for pain relief. That is the first time. Every other time I've gone to the emergency room, there's been something wrong with me. I've had 2 abscesses. When my leg went numb, everything that I thought I had pleurisy. Every time I've gone to the emergency room, there's been something wrong. But and something was wrong. I really did think I herniated another disc. But I specifically went because I needed something. It's I nothing at home is working. I've tried everything that I know to do. So I went and talked to my pain management doctor last week, and I spoke to her last week, and I spoke to this other neurosurgeon from, this may be really hard. The Northwestern one I spoke to yesterday. And she was like, no way. She said, She said, I don't feel good about that. They do it. She said, it's a major surgery. So basically they insert, I think it's basically like an internal e-stem. I'm probably oversimplifying things, but it's basically like a pacemaker. They insert something in your spine. You're given a remote control from what I understand. And anytime that you feel a lot of pain, you zap it. And that basically stops the pain senders going to the receptors in the brain. Again, don't quote me. That is probably very oversimplified. And so she was like, I would wait to hear from this next doctor. And he said, the neck pain you're having, he's like, with your buffalo hump, what I call, he's like, that's muscle. So I need to break out my e-stem and just kind of get some massage and stuff going on that. But he showed the picture. I don't think it's this one, but there's all of this spine stuff. And then there's this huge white space. And he said, that's the fat. And he said, that's what the doctor will have to go through to get to your neck. And I said, okay. So I called today, Methodist, and scheduled an appointment. I see a new neurosurgeon on the 2nd. I see my regular doctor on the 8th. And we're going to go from there. Welcome to the United States healthcare system where you're fat and everything is because you're fat and nothing. And this is what I touched on earlier. None of this is my fault. And I think that's why I'm having such a hard time with this, because none of it's something that I did. This is all the genetic lottery, the muscular dystrophy, this OPLL, this stenosis in my spine that's causing everything to be compressed. All of it is genetic. None of it is what I've done to myself. And I honestly feel like if it was something that I'd done to myself, I would be able to accept it more, because I have literally been fat since I was 5 years old. Like, I'm 45 right now, about to be 46 next month. I've had 40 years to get the weight off, and I haven't been able to. Don't talk to me about weight loss surgery. I'm not going to do it. And so it's like, that's the first thing I asked the neurosurgeon when I was very first diagnosed with OPLL. I said, is this because of me? He's like, no. He's like, genetics. I'm like, great. So I think, I don't know. I feel like maybe it's a control thing. Like I'm grasping for something to control. And right now, the only thing I can control, as I've said 100 bazillion times, is what goes in my mouth. And my brain doesn't care. It literally doesn't care. Like, it does not care. And I just feel like I'm in the Bermuda Triangle. Like, seriously, Groundhog Day. Same shit, different day. And the number of doctors who have failed me is disheartening. It's disheartening. Like, what am I supposed to do with all this? It's just too much. It's too much. So the one good thing, I guess, about this new doctor is they said, when was the last time you had an MRI? And I said December 2020 or November 2022. She's like, they're going to order new images. She's like, we don't, the longest out we'll do is a year. And I reached out to my pain management doctor through the portal and was like, this is who I'm seeing. And I just got a message back from her that said, this doctor is fantastic. We see, their patients a lot, and they've always done well with them. So I still haven't gotten the other genetic testing back. I don't know when that's going to happen. So another thing that I found out is my facet joints are enlarged. They're big. Why? Nobody knows. Nobody knows. So, yeah. Okay, let's go back a little bit. I probably caused what's going on in my lower back for the most part. Like, I literally stepped into the pool and dislocated, herniated a disc. So that's on me. I have degenerative disc disease. I have so much, the RA with the joints. I have osteoarthritis. I have arthritis. I have rheumatoid arthritis. So it's just a lot. I never reached out to my RA rheumatologist, and I've never heard from her. I am just, I can't. So yeah, I'm not kidding you guys. There's love filled flies in the midway, right? Even if I had to maybe risk going by myself, I don't know. And even my doctor said that. She's like, what, go see him. And I'm just like, he is not. I thought he was in Washington. I was like, Washington, Wisconsin. I was completely wrong. But Chicago's actually not that far. But the issue will be the recovery. Because I will have to go see him at some point. I will not have any I'll be immobile from the back of my neck down to my shoulder blades. So I will be able to do this, but I won't be able to do this. And that's brought on a whole other set of worries, because it's like, am I going to be able to make cards? Am I going to be able to live my life Like what in the, and then it's like, am I going to have to also have a fusion in my lower back? Am I going to be the bionic woman? Is it worth it? Is it worth it? Is it worth it? And that's where I'm at. Is it worth it? Is all of this worth it? Is it worth it? What's the point? And I say that, and then I think about my nephew who turns 3 next week, and we're going to have this party in April, and we're going to go to Oklahoma, and we're going to celebrate him. And he and Rob and my brother and Roxy are what's keeping me going. Like, you know, one of you mentioned perseverance. My therapist, what did she say? Resilient. What's the other choice? You know, what's the other choice? What's the other choice? So I wish I had a happier update. I don't. Well, I have some positives. I ordered our wallpaper. I'm hoping that we will be able to do this little bathroom remodel like May, June. I bought the wallpaper. I'll try to remember to insert a picture. I actually bought that from the UK. So when I very first started looking at that wallpaper last year, it was $33 a row. This time when I looked at it, it was $67 a row, and that was the cheapest. And I'm like, I'm not paying that much money for wallpaper. So I was just looking around, and there was a UK site that had it for 24 American dollars a row. I was like, okay, tell me more. So 2 rolls of wallpaper plus international shipping was $70. So literally what 1 roll would have cost me in the US, and it was here within a week. I was like, Lord have mercy on my soul. I was a little worried it was a scam site, but it wasn't, and thank God for that. So the only thing we don't have is the molding. We want to do either wainscoting or board and batten, some kind of trim in the bathroom. And Home Depot has, like, you can think of them as like tiles. And all you have to do is just adhere them to the wall, and you've got beautiful trim. So I ordered some online. They said it was in our local Home Depot. Rob goes, no, it's not there. I've tried to, the only option was delivery. They're going to charge me $35 to deliver one like 3x4 square. And I was like, fuck that bullshit. So we're going to have to go hunting for that. That's the only thing we don't have. I have the mirrors. I should make a mood board. I have the mirrors. We have the vanity. I have the sinks. We have the sinks come with? Nope, we had to buy the sinks. I have the faucets. I have the hardware. The only thing I don't have is the trim and a trim color. And that's going to be so hard because I'm just like, okay, I don't want it to be the same color as the vanity because I want it to stick out, but it can't be white because the background of the wallpaper is ivory. And I don't know that I want pale pink, pale blue, or pale lavender as my trim colors. I don't know. This may be the one room in the house that has brown. It may be. So that's the good news. The other good news is I got in quick. Like, I'm just, and he didn't know. He's like, you're in Dallas. And he's like, aren't there colleges there? And I was like, listen, dude. It's like, I've had the worst luck. And unfortunately, he doesn't know anybody here. So he couldn't like recommend somebody by name. So, yeah. This is why I haven't talked to you guys. This is why I haven't done much of anything. I mean, I told that doctor, I was like, he's like, have you gotten worse? I'm like, I am almost to the point where if it's a shower day, I can shower and that's it. I asked him about the current feeling. I asked him about the vibration. And he said that could very well be the spinal cord. And I'm like, okay. So he seems to think that I could have up to like 80% relief if we do this surgery. It's a big fucking surgery. I'll be in a neck brace for at least 3 to 6 months. No movement. Like, I won't be able to move. That's why I'm like, I can't do both because I already can't bend over, and I really won't be able to bend over if I do what is it called? Fusion on my lower body. So I won't be able to move none of my body except for maybe my shoulders, and that's about it. So that's Uber. All right, I'm gonna go. Ding dong, the witch is dead. Witch, witch, the wicked witch. Ding dong, the wicked witch is dead. Gonna go. All right. I appreciate you guys so much. And again, I'm sorry that it's just, I mean, live it. I'm beyond exhausted. I'm beyond exhausted. I am so far beyond exhausted. Like I said, I think my brain just shut off because it's done. It can't take one more thing in. And I don't think I can blame it for it. You know, it's just been so rough. So anyway, I love you guys. I hope you're doing well. Be sure to say hi in the comments. If you're new here, I'm sorry that this is the first video you've seen. Oy. I was watching a video today on fasting, and I don't remember his name. It's the bald doctor. I really, really like him. And he was talking about all these things that happen when you stop eating for 100 days? 10 days? I don't remember. I was like, none of that happened for me. None of that happened for me. My inflammation went up. My glucose was like 200 on the last day. My ketones were high. I lost a shit ton of weight, but that's really all that happened when I water fasted. So yeah, I'm trying to, oh, I forgot to mention, I want to do a challenge for April. I'm going to challenge myself to cook every day, or at least eat at home every day. So we'll see what happens. So hopefully I will have some like weekly dinner videos or something for April. It's my birthday month. So hopefully it'll be good. That's it.